Hello, guys. Welcome to She Scores. I'm your host, Kayla, where we talk all things women's soccer. And I am really excited for this week's episode. I realize that this looks a little weird. There we go. That looks a lot better. I don't know why I had my laptop as I record this on my laptop. I don't know why I'm recording it like a weirdo. All right, so we are going to look at the Portland Thorns versus Washington Spirit game. I literally just recorded this, and my phone scared the shit out of me. It went off, and I thought it was like a text message. No, after I recorded, I checked it. No. It's just, I have like an app and it vibrates, and it vibrated like the whole freaking desk. I'm like, oh my god, it scared me so bad, guys. Anyway, let's hope it doesn't do that again, because I'd like to get through this without getting a scared shitless. So anyway, yep, Portland Thorns versus Washington Spirit. Alright, so when looking at this, I do realize that the formation may not be the most accurate, but this is like the second time this has happened, where it doesn't give me the correct data. Like, I'm like trying to look at it, because like I'm not someone who gets to just watch games all the time. Maybe someday, but with formation, when watching the like highlight reel back, it said 4-3-3. So again, we're kind of just gonna go based off. We'll go kind of based off of those, because both teams, I would say, played pretty similarly. Why can't I speak? And interceptions, it said 5-6, but we'll go based off the 6-6, because I mean it's just like one number off. So again, pretty similar. But for expected goals, 1.7 to 1.1. I think both teams, like I said, play pretty similarly, where it's like it is kind of hard to differentiate. Differentiate. There we go. So I think in terms of that, I think it's gonna be Portland had more of that advantage. Like Portland's a pretty young team, whereas the Spirit, I think, also had people out on injury. So I mean, both teams are kind of looking at like, inexperience. They don't really have players who have experience. So, because especially with Portland, they also have like injury problems, where a lot of like their bigger name players are out. So, and so I think same kind of goes for pass correction rate, 77 to 81.1. Obviously, yes, the Spirit edges out, but I think both are pretty close. Again, because I think both teams play pretty similarly. I feel like I gotta like slow it down. That's probably what I need to do. But with that being said, I think that the Spirit had a bit more control of the game, because you kind of see that in the possession, with Portland's 43 and Spirit's 57. So yeah, I think the Spirit had a little bit more control over the game, but just probably weren't putting their chances away. But they were passing pretty relatively accurately, right? And this was Portland, but I think in terms of who put their chances away, Portland did. And same with interceptions, it was 6-6. So yeah, I think they were, playing pretty similarly, and I think Portland was just kind of dealing with the pressure a lot better, per se, because if you think about it, Portland won that 2-0, so there were like a few lapses in both defenses, but we'll kind of get into that in a minute. And formation, what I got was 4-2-3-1, but both were apparently 4-3-3. That both are, I think, pretty similar kind of formations. They're attacking. That's pretty much what it boils down to. Okay, now we're gonna look into the Venn diagram. So here we have Portland, like nice coverage defense and nice lofting balls, because it's and the lofting balls, there was one that led to a goal. For both teams, there were some spaces in the defenses. So, like, there were some openings where I think could have been a little bit tighter. Nice counterattacking, and the Spirit is very known for counterattacking. And I think Portland was able to kind of get that coverage defense for any time they did. And kind of leave it as what I like to call a 1v many, like where it's one player kind of getting who had four different players on her and just wasn't able to finish like with the type of those situations. Now this is no counter defense. That means no corner defense. I literally read this earlier and I was like, can't spell today. Yeah, no corner defense. Especially I was what I like to call aimless clearing, right? Where we're like, you just clear the ball out of the box when there's someone standing right there. And it's like we just need to get this out. And it's like, instead of clearing with like, I can clear it to the left. It's like, just clear it in the middle when we know that's probably where a majority of the players are. So it's like, yeah, I mean, no, like, aimless. I don't really like aimless clearances because it's like, sometimes it's just a kick to the ball and it's like hoping for the best. Without actually like using the split second decision making. So yeah. And that is all I have for you guys today. I do hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I will see you guys next week with a brand new episode. Peace.